I'm Judy Zelina. Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. The Mercy Hilltop Center provides an environment for communal, educational, and physical activities. Their mission is to keep older adults as independent as possible for as long as possible, with a focus on each individual's mind, spirit, and body wellness, enabling them to live a productive, harmonious, and healthy lifestyle. Joining us on the program today is Sarah Mariella. She is the Executive Director of Mercy Hilltop Center. She's going to share with us some exciting news along with all the different programs that they do have available. Sarah, welcome back on the program. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be back.
I am excited that we're actually going to be talking about something because this hurdle of COVID has been crazy, hasn't it?
It has. It really has made us pivot numerous times over the past, year and 3 months.
Right.
But it's been good. It's been exciting for us.
Well, if some of our viewers are not familiar with the Mercy Center, can you give us a bit of a history?
Absolutely. We are about 3 years short of our 50-year anniversary. We've been serving seniors in the Erie community through a variety of activities, physical, mental, emotional, educational, prevention, any need that we see not being filled within that senior community, we try to come up with a way to fill it, and that's what we do.
I think it's wonderful. I know in the past I have visited your facility, and you guys do an amazing job. When I went in there, Sarah, you know, people were playing cards over here, people were doing dance lessons over here, and in the back, it was at the time they were doing income tax preparation. So you get something for everybody going on.
We really do. We try to appeal to the masses and not just to one group of people, which I think is what makes us special.
So you're going to share with us some exciting news.
Yes. So the Mercy Hilltop Center has relocated. We have purchased a building, 3715 Pennsylvania Avenue, and we are in the middle of renovations and getting ready to welcome our seniors back.
How is the move going?
Wonderful. Like I said at the beginning, we've had to pivot a lot with COVID. We had to move a building with limited resources because of COVID, but we did it. We're in, and we can't wait. We can't wait to welcome people back.
When did this all transpire? In other words, when did you know that you're going to be looking for a different property?
Sure.
And when actually was the closing and the move?
Sure. So we knew actually prior to COVID that within about 2 years we would be relocating or needing to relocate. Okay. So we had been making preparations, and then in November we started looking for a building, and it all happened very quickly. And then the second week of December we closed, and by the end of March we were moved in.
So what's the difference between the old building and the new building?
The new building is located in a neighborhood, which we are really excited about.
How will that benefit you? How do you see that benefiting?
I see that benefiting the seniors in that area. You know, we're going to do some, boots on the ground marketing. We're going to try to get to know the community, which I think is important.
Right.
And I think that it will help connect us, not just to the seniors, but to the Erie community a little bit better than what we were able to do before.
Because before you were in just a building with a parking lot, whereas now you are part, like you said, part of a neighborhood, part of the community.
We really are, and we're looking at different ways that we can welcome the community to our center and help them get to know us a little bit better.
Okay, you said you've moved in, and Sarah, you and I were talking that you have been closed since everything shut down last year.
Yes.
When are you looking to reopen?
I cautiously, optimistically say July.
Oh, in that perfect world, huh,
Right,
Sarah?
right. In a perfect world where nothing goes wrong, renovation flows smoothly, we are looking to reopen that third week of July, but it could be more like that fourth week of July. You know, nothing goes absolutely as expected, and I think that's what we've all learned from through COVID, is that every plan you have is absolutely going to change.
Okay.
So keeping that in mind, we're really looking at third to fourth week of July.
And how can I get some updates on how the move is going along and when the definite reopening is going to be?
Sure. We will be putting updates weekly on our Facebook page, and our new website. So people can go to those locations. We'll have pictures of the renovations and a timeline as we move forward.
Okay, what are you hearing back with the feedback from the members on the new move?
They're excited.
Are they?
You know, change is hard, I think, especially after this year. People want to go back to something they know. So I think there is a component of we're changing. And I think that's a little challenging for people at times, but there's just such an energy of excitement to see, you know, where we go in the future, to see the new programming that we bring in, and to see how we've taken this building and made it our senior center.
Okay, you're talking about some changes, but what programs do you think will stay the same?
So we're still going to offer our Silver Sneakers program for our seniors. They love that. We're still going to have our card games. We are still going to offer yoga. We will still do our birthday parties, our holiday parties, our educational studies. A lot of what we do is going to remain the same. It will just be shifting in this new space and learning how we move and where we do certain activities. That will change.
Okay. Now, remind me again where you're located, and is it close to where the old center was?
We are only about 1.5 miles from our old center. We are at 3715 Pennsylvania Avenue. So it's right across the street from the Federal Credit Union on the east side.
Okay, and you wanted to stay in that area, am I correct?
Yes, we are largely sponsored by GCAC. So to make sure that all of the senior centers are serving all of the seniors in the Erie area, we wanted to make sure that we stayed in that southeast quadrant.
Okay, and are those the residents that you serve just from there, or do they come from all over?
They really come from all over.
Do they?
Yeah, they come from all over, which is great because it gives us a nice diverse group of seniors to interact with.
And how are you funded?
Largely by GCAC. They're our large funder.
Okay.
But of course, we are a sponsored ministry of the Sisters of Mercy. And they, you know, they made us happen. So without them, we wouldn't be here, and we are really grateful for their continued support.
So they do help, GCAC and the sisters help, but also I know a lot of the nonprofits that I've talked with benefit from Erie Gives Day.
Absolutely, we
and how
do.
Does that help you?
That helps us with our program needs. That's typically what we use that money for.
Okay.
So maybe new programming or new equipment that we need for our programming, that's what we will use that for. You know, we run on a really tight budget, so there's not a lot of extra money, and without that, we would not be able to, you know, replenish, refill, and provide some new for people. But I also want to mention this year, the Erie Community Foundation really helped us.
Did they?
With our renovation, we were able to write a grant, which they granted us, and that's how we're paying for that. So we are very grateful for that as well.
Oh, that is really,
Absolutely.
really nice, because
Absolutely.
you need to continue the work that you are doing there. You really do. There's such a need for it. But I also think there's a misconception between the difference between a senior center and an adult daycare center.
Sure.
Can you explain to our viewers what each do and the
Absolutely.
difference?
Absolutely. So for us, the main difference is that to be at our center, you have to be self-sustaining.
Okay.
You must be able to care for yourself while you are there. And we have seniors from 65 to 99. So our groups serve the new senior all the way through to the seasoned senior. And our programming, you know, we do different things for each group. So we try to meet that there's a big range there to program for. And we try to make sure that we do that for them.
Okay, what are some of the programs? Because you're right, there is a gap of, there would be different interests
Absolutely.
from a 65-year-old to a 90-year-old. What are some of the programs that you see the new seniors are really gravitating towards, and what the seniors that are in their 80s, 90s gravitate towards?
So our Silver Sneakers is really for everyone. So we see a variety of people in those classes. And the cards, I think people would assume that maybe the card players tend to be our more seasoned seniors. Again, that's a nice mix. But our educational studies, our prevention programming, we tend to see a little bit more of that younger senior, because we want to know how to take care of ourselves, moving forward. How do we stay healthy? How do we stay feeling well? And our yoga class, that tends to be something that we see more of our younger seniors doing. But we do try to have options in all of our programming so that all of our seniors can participate should they want to.
Why, we're talking about senior centers, and Sarah, why are they so important to our community?
I think over the past year we really saw why. Socialization is vital. It is vital for all of us. And I think as we get older, our groups, our circles get smaller and smaller. And what we do is a way for people to stay connected. And that is so important. Without that, I think you age faster. And I just, this year, we saw how it affected the people that we work with on a day-to-day basis.
Well, I know I saw it too with different seniors that I know, and you couldn't visit with them because of COVID. The grandkids and the kids, and it really put them in a state of depression.
Absolutely.
I don't think people or family members realize how important socialization is to a senior.
Absolutely. I think it's important to all of us, but I think, as a senior, when you're younger, your life runs. I mean, I would have really loved a moment to myself during COVID because I had all my kids home. My husband and I, we were all home, but as a senior, you're not doing that anymore.
No.
You're not needed immediately by all these different people. And I think we saw more depression with our seniors. We saw more anxiety. We saw people slowing down more than what they would have.
Right.
We were fortunate enough to keep our nurse on staff virtually so that she could help some of the seniors that were really struggling during that time. And we also had, phone calls going on so that we could check in with our seniors and make sure that their needs were being met.
Oh, nice.
During COVID.
Nice.
So we really tried to do as much as we could with the limitations that we had.
Okay. Speaking of the nurse, what services does she provide, and how does that work?
So any of all
on a normal time.
Not COVID.
In normal times.
Right. I don't even know if I remember what normal looks like after this past year. So in a normal time, our nurse, any of our members can speak with her. They can talk with her about doctor's appointments that they've already had that they're confused on. They can talk with her about, I have a doctor's appointment. This is what I'm feeling. What are questions that I should be asking? They can come to her with prescription concerns. She has, when the need arises, she will be on the phone with someone and their doctor, should that be a need. So she serves a variety of purposes within our facility. And during normal times, she's also there to do our blood pressure checks, our well checks, and things of that nature. She's a great resource to our seniors.
I'm going to tell you, that is a wonderful, wonderful feature that you have.
Absolutely.
Because I think what is so important about that nurse, too, is the members will have a rapport with her. So they're not afraid to ask the questions. They're not embarrassed because they know she's, they don't have to be embarrassed with her.
Absolutely. And I think it helps the members when it comes to, oftentimes we won't talk to people about how we're feeling because we're embarrassed.
Right.
So they go to her first. She's able to help them work through that embarrassment or whatever other feelings they're having, and then encourage them to see their physician. I do believe that she has played a big role in prevention with our members, in making sure that they follow through with healthcare issues and things of that nature.
I would believe so. I would believe so. Okay, let's start talking about once you reopen, things get back to what we hope is normal. But what are some of the tried and true programs that you're going to be bringing back?
So, like I said, Silver Sneakers will be back for sure. Our classes, we could have 30 to 40 people in a Silver Sneakers class. Our card games are back for sure. Our art class is back for sure. Our educational studies and prevention will be back. So just about everything will be back.
Okay. What are you looking to add? Because I know you, Sarah, since you've been sitting home, it's not going to be status quo. You've been thinking of things you're going to start implementing in your new facility.
We are. We're looking at different programs for our members. Before we jump off into that, before I get ahead of myself, I want to make sure, we still have to go through a period of what works and what doesn't work. We don't even know that yet moving into this new building. It's like when you move into a new house. How many times do you move your dishes in your kitchen before you decide where they're going to go? This new center is going to be that same way. We're going to try different programming and see what works and what doesn't work, and then look forward to see what we can add for our seniors. But I know that prevention is going to play a key role in the programming that we provide, and I think that was one of the things that we saw over the past year, is making sure that we are attacking prevention not just from a medical and health perspective,
Right.
but providing our members with the knowledge on how to use the technology that is out there to assist in prevention. Because what we found was they weren't comfortable with virtual doctor's visits and things like that.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we have helped them learn all of the different avenues that are available to them.
I can imagine that was very challenging.
Absolutely.
For many seniors. I couldn't have imagined my mother having to have a virtual
Oh,
on her own.
Absolutely. I mean, my first virtual doctor's appointment, it just felt different. So we are going to make sure that our seniors are ready and understand. The other thing that we came up against was not everyone had the internet or had a way to connect. So looking at, is there a role that we can play in making sure that our seniors have that access so that they can stay connected regardless of what is going on around them?
You bring in a lot of speakers also, right?
Yes.
With different information.
Yes.
What are some of the topics that they touch base on?
Oh, we bring in speakers from all over the place. Of course you have what you would expect at a senior center as far as home health speakers and things like that.
Right.
But then we also bring in people who help us to help us to organize, or people who speak on downsizing. We bring in people that will talk about different health concerns, from diabetes to heart disease. We bring in people who have done cooking demonstrations for our seniors on how to eat healthy for one. That was a big thing that we found with our seniors, was really of interest to them. So there's really no limit to what we'll bring in for our seniors.
I know you used to have center-sponsored van trips. Are you
Yes.
looking to bring those back again?
Yes.
And where are some of the places these vans will take your members?
I mean, we've gone to the Peak, we've gone to the casinos, we've gone to the falls. I mean, they've really gone. And then, of course, we've done local. We'll do grocery shopping trips. We'll do lunch outings, things like that. And we're still learning what our guidelines will be. So all of that will be, guideline dependent for us.
And I think that's the way everybody has to really
Absolutely.
look at everything. We are seeing some normalcy, but it's coming very slow and cautiously, which is a good thing too.
It is, and I think that's what I keep stressing to our seniors. Please be patient with us as we learn what our new normal looks like. It's going to take some time for us to, get used to it.
Right.
So, because I do believe things are going to look a little bit different for us.
And now with restaurants going to be opening to 100% capacity, you used to have lunch outings too,
Yes.
didn't you?
Yes.
And that was all around town, right?
Absolutely. We would go all around town for our lunch outings, and I know that everyone is excited to get back to that. So hopefully we will be able to do that sooner rather than later.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so. It's really had to be so difficult for some of the seniors, because I even know, and with my own mother, it was just my sister and I were the only ones that were going there, and we laughed because my mother said, "I don't see anybody. Nobody comes here. Nobody comes to visit."
What
Patty
am
and I
I?
are saying, "Well, hello," but the bottom line was nobody good was coming to
Right.
visit her. Her grandkids weren't
Right.
there, So
And I think that was challenging for our seniors, but it was also challenging for the staff and myself. These are people that we interacted with
right.
some of them 5 days a week. And then we don't see them for a year and 3 months. And then there are some that you don't ever get to see again.
Right.
And you know, we weren't prepared for that part of this. We weren't prepared to not see people again. So that's been the hardest part of this. But we are so excited to be looking to the future and seeing that open date, I mean, it's closer than it's been. So,
is it too early to talk about any upcoming events that you're looking to have moving forward, or
yes, because at this point we are pretty focused on the renovations.
Okay.
I do hope that by mid-June we will have a schedule forming that we can start to share with people.
Okay. Is there a membership fee?
$25 for an individual and $50 for a couple, but we would never want that fee to stop people from joining us.
Because I was going to say, do I have to be a member to join?
No, you do not have to be a member to participate in our classes.
Okay.
So,
are your classes fee-based also?
there's $1, you know, but again, if someone, we would never want that $1 to stop somebody from participating.
Right.
So anybody that would be in a financial need, we would ask that they would come to us so that we could assist them.
Okay. So what does that membership include?
All of the activities that we have to offer at the center. So, which is
For 25 for singles,
for
$25.
$25.
Oh, my goodness, you get really, viewers, you get a lot of bang for your buck
You
with this
do.
lady over here.
You can't beat it.
And how can they participate in the activities?
They can participate. You know, we have some people who are very, very involved, and we have other people that are not as involved, and that is so up to the individual.
Okay.
We like to see people take advantage of more than just one activity, but not everybody is comfortable with that. So participation is strictly based off of what the individual is comfortable with.
Okay, and is there a need for volunteers in your organization?
We are always looking for volunteers.
And what would some of the volunteers' duties be?
Well, especially with us moving, we're still getting organized.
Organization.
So,
Hopefully they took the organizing class, right?
Yes, exactly. So we can always use volunteers. Like I said, with moving, we're still putting things away. So we will find plenty of things for a volunteer to do.
Okay, so it sounds like you have a lot of exciting things
We do.
moving forward. How can somebody, again, get information, or how can they get a hold of you?
So the best thing to do is check our Facebook page. Again, we'll be updating it once a week. Same with our website, which is www.mercyhilltopcenter.com. We'll update that weekly as well. Our phone number has remained the same, 814-824-2214. It will go to an answering machine, and then we will return calls within a couple of days.
Okay. Sarah, this is really exciting, this
Yes.
move. I actually, I would really like to stop in and visit, because I did see your, the other facility, so I would like to stop
Absolutely.
in and visit the new one. I was always impressed with what
Thank
you
you.
did.
Thank you very
So
much.
thanks for coming on the show, letting us know that you are still there.
We are.
And it's going to be even grander than it was before.
It is. Thank you for having me.
Viewers, again, if you want to get a membership, if you want to join moving forward, or even just get more information, feel free to give them a call. Check out the Facebook page or their website. Thank you for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.